Kelce had to say about Patrick Mahomes' cadence during games.
One of the most surprising things you'll ever find out about playing with Pat Mahomes is the guy's got a good cadence. There's something with the frequency of his voice, and when he says it really gets you to. So everybody just got to mentally, when you're tired, you really got to lock in because that frequency can get you to jump no matter what. It's a good cadence.
How do we feel about the Kelce Kermit the Frog impression there?
Hardy ho, 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 ho. I'm here.
That's not bad. You got to put a little more into it. Try one more time.
No, Joe. I gave you what I gave you.
The cadence so you leave it.
I've heard a lot of different cadence. It doesn't matter. Wide receivers, we're so far out because Harry was more in the slot. I moved around a little bit, so I didn't hear the depth.
Dano, ESPN.com recently gave you a homework assignment.
Yes, sir.
Let's go ahead and identify the best quarterback traits.
Yeah, so we start with arm strength. And number one, I went Josh Allen. It's not just throwing the ball 50, 60 yards down the field, which Josh is more than capable of. But a lot of times it's, can you drive the ball into that window, that small window that has to get layered over a certain defender in between 2 or 3 guys, on top of the ability to throw that ball 50 to 60 yards downfield. There's so many guys that the arm strength has just become a focal point of their game. But Josh Allen, in the way that he can make some of those off-platform, I call them funny body throws where his feet are all over the place, but still drive the ball. That's why Josh Allen is number one. Let's go to ball placement. Number one there is going to be Matthew Stafford. I want to reiterate to people, accuracy, throwing to your guy. Ball placement, throwing away from the defender. I think Matthew Stafford does that better than anybody in football. There is a saying that there's no defense for the perfect throw. No one made more perfect throws last year than Matthew Stafford from all over the field. Balls down the middle of the field, down the seam, out in the perimeter, down in the red zone. When the coverage is there, he throws it exactly away from the defender in the perfect spot to get that benefit of the completion. The third one was rushing ability. And while his season was off last year in this regard, I put Lamar Jackson still at number one. It was because of injury. He is still Lamar Jackson. He is still one of the most dynamic players and athletes that we have in the NFL. And even though last year's numbers were a little bit down, it's still the fear of every time that he takes off running, not only in the designed game, but the scramble, the broken down play game, the play's not there, the defense won the rep. He's still the guy when it comes to the fear that is struck in defenses. And if he's going to be healthy this year in Declan Doyle's new offense, I still think that we will see him to be one of the, if not the most dynamic rushers in the NFL.
Very nicely done, D.O. Lamar's rushing was down last season, averaging a career low 26 yards per game on the ground with only 2 rushing touchdowns. That comes after averaging nearly 60 rushing yards per game and 5 scores on the ground per season in his first 7 years in the NFL. So, Dan, you see those numbers. To what extent will Lamar's season be defined by his legs?
Very little. I mean, Lamar's legs always have been, always will be part of the storyline for their season. I think a huge storyline is going to be a little bit similar to what Caleb Williams experienced last year with Ben Johnson in Chicago, Declan Doyle, who comes from Chicago, a little bit what we've talked about with Jalen Hurts. It's just, this is going to be a little bit of newness for Lamar, this scheme, this style. I've seen this scheme that Declan Doyle should operate, elevate average quarterbacks physically to above average production-wise. Now we're taking one of the most talented quarterbacks we've ever had in the league, and we're putting him into that type of scheme. If this hits, and I don't have any reason to think it won't, if this hits, this could be the best season that we've seen from Lamar production-wise. That's the potential for this offense.
Saying a lot for a guy who's won 2 MVP awards. Correct. And was very close to a third. If I told you, Damian Woody, that we got 17 healthy games from Lamar Jackson this season and the Ravens currently are the favorites to win the AFC, what ends up happening?
The offensive line plays a lot better, and the defense resurrects itself to what we've been accustomed to seeing from the Baltimore Ravens. Remember, the Baltimore Ravens' DNA is always on the defensive side of the football. That's why they have a new head coach, to resurrect that side of the ball, in my opinion. So when they're playing the type of defense that we've been accustomed to seeing in Baltimore, combine that with the offensive line playing up to par, Baltimore will be that's the scenario we're talking about right there.
Steve Smith, you played in Baltimore.
Sure
What's
did.
the key to winning that AFC North?
It's the black and blue division. We're talking about Lamar Jackson and his legs, and we're looking at a defense. It was ranked 30th.
Yeah.
The defense also allowed overall 4,200 yards of offense. Like, we're putting it all on Lamar. Like Lamar's blocking somebody. Lamar's, handled a TE stunt. Nope, he didn't. Lamar covered someone. Nope. We're putting it all on the quarterback, as if we're talking about the Baltimore Ravens, and they've been known traditionally as what? Stone cold stopping defense.
Yeah.
But we're highlighting the quarterback. We need to stop giving quarterbacks all his accolades or putting all of the excuses on the reasons why the team isn't playing, and then we giving all these hall passes to all these other people who aren't doing their job.
Let's talk about that defense for a moment. Last year was a big problem. You saw it right out of the gate in that game against Buffalo. We all focused on the Derrick Henry fumble at the end of the game, but the defense gave up almost 1,000 yards to the Bills. Are they going to be improved enough this year?
They have to, and that's why I love the hire of Jesse Minter. He's a guy that was once within this organization, but winning the national championship at Michigan, had the #1 defense as defensive coordinator. He went over to the Los Angeles Chargers. He was able to find diamonds in the rough and put those guys in positions to have success. Now, some of the numbers are what Smitty's talking about, and you, Joe, as well. Total defense, 24th. Pass defense, 30th. Sacking the quarterback, 29th. They only had 30. You have to be better on the defensive side of the football. And I don't understand why it was so bad, because when you look at all three levels of this defense, well, now you got Matabike. I get it. He was hurt last year, but he's back. You got Trey Henderson on your defensive line. Roquan Smith at the linebacker position. But I think one of the better safety tandems that they're going to have in the league this year is Malachi Starks and Kyle Hamilton. It's no way in hell that this defense should have been as abysmal as they were a season ago. So Jesse Minter, I think he's going to change that, and that's going to allow the Baltimore Ravens to be at the top of the AFC once again.
There's a lot more questions for me about the offense, though, than there is about the defense. The defense has talent. There's a lot of talent on that defense. I think Jesse Minter is going to get them to play well. This is an offense that, one, has a brand new interior offensive line. You know this. There's going to be 3 new pieces from those 2 guards and the center. So that's question mark number 1. How good does that group become? Number 2, and you could speak to this, is how good is this pass-catching group?
They're good.
Zay Flowers, really good player, right?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so but outside of Zay, Bateman's been a little up and down, right?
Correct.
He's got to stay healthy. You're going to bank on 2 young receivers and Jacoby Lane, who they drafted in the 3rd round.
He's catching everything.
Okay, so there's promise out of him, but he's still a young player.
Yeah, but
rook.
the things that he lacked in getting separated, he has it in height.
Size.
He can catch the ball. Coming out of college USC, he didn't really get off the jam as much. Mekhi Lemon was doing good, but he was not able to get off of defenders. But you throw it up, he could catch it.
So Elijah Surratt coming from Indiana.
He can play
another...
too. He's going to work hard, and then that puts some pressure on Tez Walker, who was at UNC Chapel Hill.
Right.
So he can play.
Just-
I mean, you can talk about wide receivers all day. I can clip it off.
But you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of pressure on those.
Ain't no pressure.
But
We're not flooding the basement,
unproven.
baby. We make diamonds.
But they're unproven.
They are unproven,
Right.
but you can look at the unprovenness of the Baltimore Ravens because of the lack of pass game, because of Lamar Jackson not being healthy, and also the offense just sputtering.
Sure.
And this is why the changing of helm of the head coach, because they need to get a new perspective, new set of eyes to make sure that they can move forward with all of the offensive weapons that they currently have. Keep coming, dog. I'm here for the
Certainly
day.
several weapons
All day.
capable.
All day.
Let's go.
You know what I got?